Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 31 Days of Cutfiles. Today we are using the rear view mirror cut file, which in fact does have several components to it. It's a great stacked up one, but I am not going to use it stacked up. So it does, at the top of my screen, you can see there's like a cityscape. Well, I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of cut off, but it does have a cityscape that comes with it, like 2 layers. And then it also comes with a road, and a couple other little pieces so you can build a cityscape in your rearview mirror. I decided not to use that portion of it. I'm just using the actual outline of the mirror, and I am going to use some silver paper to back my cut file to make it look like a rearview mirror. And then my photos today are of the little guy that I take care of and us going through the car wash, which may be like kind of a weird thing to document, maybe, I don't know. But we have been going to the car wash. We don't go super often, but we go enough that he's been going there since he was tiny. That, you know, he's not afraid of it or anything like that, but we always talk about it like the car's getting a shower, just like you get a shower, because sometimes he does take showers and sometimes he takes baths, and it's getting washed off, and look at the water falling down, just like the shower drips on you and all that kind of stuff. But the bottom 2 pictures there are him looking in his rearview mirror. He's rear facing in his car seat still, and so we can see each other in our rearview mirrors. And one of them is more focused on his head, his actual head, and then the mirror is a little bit fuzzy, and the other one is focused on the mirror, and so you can see his face in the mirror where his head is kind of out of focus. Not fuzzy, but out of focus. And then the top photo is actually the car wash hitting the windshield, and then in his photos you can't see anything out the windows because there's foam all over the windows. So that's what I'm documenting today, is us doing the car wash. And sometimes he's so funny, we go out to the car, and if he sees my car is dirty for whatever reason, he'll tell me, Jen, we need to go to the car wash, your car's dirty. And that's what the kids call me. So apparently Janet is too hard to say when they're tiny, but so they just call me Jan. But he'll say, we got to go to the car wash. Your car is dirty. It's got bird poop, or it's got whatever. And so we usually try to make a run to the car wash sometime in the next few days to get the car cleaned. Anyway, that's what I'm documenting today, is the fact that we go to the car wash, and he's not afraid of it, and we usually listen to music and chat about it as we're going. And so I have pulled out a bunch of Chamel's Sparkle City paper and collection, and I thought about this because I was looking through some of my Chamel papers the other day, and I saw this car paper in there, and I thought, well, that would be perfect for that kind of a layout. And then as I was looking at it, it has all of these things that say sparkle, right? And, you know, after you wash your car, you want some sparkle, so, or at least clean. And so I thought, well, let me pull out ephemera bits that are from this collection and see what I can come up with. So I think that one at the top of the photograph says, above all else, sparkle. And then the second one, the one at the top that looks like it's the same size as the photograph, it says welcome to Sparkle City. It's one of her, I think they call it a lenticular pieces, where you move it back and forth and the image changes slightly. I thought I would use that for my title, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out the words car wash using these little alphas from I think they're from Paper Rose. I will try to put a link down below for those if they're still available. So anyway, it's going to say welcome to Sparkle City Car Wash, and that's going to be the name of my car wash, my imaginary car wash in this, or even though I don't even know the name of this actual car wash that we go to. It's not very far from his house, so it's like a 3-minute drive-through car wash. And they do a little bit of a pre-wash on it, where the guy who starts the machine, he has these big brushes, and he comes out and does like your bumpers and license plate area the actual car wash oftentimes misses, around the bottom of the car, where the stuff comes up from the road, from your tires. He does all that kind of stuff ahead of time, and then it goes through the car wash. So that's what I'm documenting today, and I think it's coming out super cute. I did really like the little car with the balloons coming out of the back. It's like it's a little party for the car. So I decided to use that. I like the little signage that says "Make Magic Happen." That is from one of her older collections. When I say older, these are both older collections, but one of her early collections, I should say. I don't know if it was Starshine or something like that, but I decided to pull that in as well. We've got lots of color going on in this layout. I do think it needs to be kind of toned down a little bit to give your eye just a place to rest. So I am going to, of course, go and back my entire layout with a black border. It just kind of contains everything and gives your eye just a little place to relax. But I had to cut down my mirror just a tiny bit because it is cut at the full size that we can cut on a Cricut. So it's about 11.5 inches wide, and so I just trimmed it down a hair so that I could cut down my paper by about a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch. So that's going to give me just a nice little border and make it a little bit better. So I apologize for the scratchy voice, you guys. I'm doing this early in the morning. Well, not early, but it's early for me, and haven't even been awake that long and barely had my coffee. So I apologize for the scratchy voice and all of the ums. I'm using liquid glue to go ahead and adhere everything down, and it's going to hold it nice and easily. I do really like to use liquid glue to back the entire layout. Sometimes I do use my ATG, but I like the liquid glue because it gives you a little wiggle room in case you have to shift a little bit. But you got to do it quick with that Nouveau Deluxe adhesive because that stuff sets up very fast. Sometimes though, I do get it all aligned, and then I just put a line of ATG down one side, and then to hold it in place, and then I will add ATG everywhere else on the back side of on the backer paper. So hopefully that makes sense. So you'll see me do it both ways. Whatever's easiest and whatever is within reach at the moment works for me. But I do love the liquid glue because it does hold things in place. Or it allows me to just squeeze underneath what I'm doing here without having to move everything. So it's great for doing layers and everything like that. And then you can wiggle things around if you have to. Now I do have a little bit of fingerprints on my mirror. I'm not going to stress about that. I don't know. I will wipe it down with a dry cloth just to make sure that I can remove as much of the fingerprints from handling the actual silver paper. That is the one thing about that mirrored paper, which is probably Nouveau or Tonic Studios mirrored paper, and it does tend to pick up anything that you might have on your hands. And that's why at the beginning when you saw me inking up the outside of the mirror, I had some Post-its on my fingers because I didn't want my fingers all black because I was afraid it was going to transfer when I went to do the mirror. Even after wiping them off and everything, I don't know, I felt like it was going to transfer. So I really like the foam sticker there that says sparkle all day. I think that's super cute. I've got a lot of sparkle words on here, but I think it's okay, and I'm liking it. I am going to use these little rub-ons, which I need to get used because these ones feel like they're about to dry up. So I'm using these little rub-ons that have the little star look on them to indicate sparkly things sparkling, and so I think that's super cute. And I'm just going to rub them around here and there. And then I did use some black, I think I want to say it's silk ribbon. It's very soft, very thin, and very easy to manipulate. So I just put some of that at the top of the tags to bring in more of the black, and I like how that looks. It's kind of softens everything up a little bit. And I just brought in a label and a little arrow, a little silver arrow, which kind of plays off the silver in the mirror and can act like a little directional sign, like go this way for the car wash. That is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was really fun to make. If you did like it, hit that thumbs up button, and if you're not subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for spending time with me today. Go check out what MK has over on her channel for you today. Tomorrow is our last day of 31 Days of Cutfiles. It's a little bit bittersweet to be done with it, but I hope you've enjoyed this series, and come back and check out tomorrow's video, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.